Hey everybody, Dan here, and today I'm bringing you a video on how to use a laser level for contour mapping. I initially set out to make a video that was strictly a tutorial on using the equipment. However, it sort of morphed into something else. I went to my friend Charlie's house to shoot the video in his backyard, and he was really interested in actually, once establishing the contours on the property, sending out this video to other people that we recently took a workshop with on urban design, and getting some input, some feedback on how to apply our design concepts to our newfound contour lines on the property, such as putting in some swales, minor earthworks and such. So let's go out to Charlie's property and take a look.
My name is Charlie and we are in my backyard. I have about 100 by 100 foot space that I am looking to kind of make more productive. So I've got, it used to be kind of a traditional suburban backyard. And as you can see, if you pan around, I've got some raised garden beds. Got a number of fruit trees that I've already got planted. And really looking to do just a little bit more. So what we're going to be doing today is taking a look at the contours of the property and figuring out if there's any earthworks that might make sense. So, possibly a swale or two here or there, just give us a little opportunity to catch some water and not have it go into my neighbor's yard as quickly as it normally does. So off in the background, there's some pool construction going on. You can disregard that, so that's not part of my particular project here at hand. But this is actually the property, and like I said, it used to be just a typical suburban backyard. Okay, so what we'll be doing next is taking our laser level, which is right here. It essentially will send out a laser beam at the level parallel to where it is on the ground. So that beam essentially gets broadcast to this entire area. And then what we have is a receiver module, which is right down here. And essentially it will start beeping once we get it close to the level of that device right there. And so what we'll be doing here is taking this little piece of wood. I've got the laser level mounted to it right now. We're just going to test it out. And so what I'm going to do is slowly raise it up, and it will get to an area which is close to the level of the base station, and it will start beeping slowly. So the more solid the beep, the closer it is to the actual level, and then when we go too high, it stops beeping altogether. So there's a range of maybe an inch or two where we actually pick up the signal of the laser, and that tells us that we're at the same level as that device itself, or at least the yellow receiving unit is at that level.
So here's a rough animation I created to help further demonstrate the contour mapping process. On the left there's a hill, and on the right there's level ground with a laser level on it. And the level you are seeing is not an actual laser level graphic, it's of a regular level, but it's the best I could do. The layout you see here loosely resembles a portion of Charlie's property on the east side of the swimming pool. And as Charlie earlier mentioned, the level emits an invisible laser at 360 degrees. So I've added a red contour line to illustrate where the laser beam would actually be striking the hill. So to find the contour, simply walk along the approximate area the laser is striking and precisely dial in that receiver by listening to those beeping tones. When the tone is a solid beep, you found the level. So then just mark it with a flag, stake it, whatever you need to do, and continue in the desired direction. Mark the contour again and again and so forth every time you get that solid beep tone at a interval that's appropriate for your property. And after 3, 4, 5 flags, you'll really start to see that contour develop.
So Charlie and I have pegged some of the contour here. You can see the red flags as opposed to the orange. Orange is what Charlie did last night. But the red flags are on a lower contour, and that might actually be where the swale winds up being
Doug. We're on the back of the property now by the chicken coop. Charlie's getting the laser level set up so we can continue on with some of our contour mapping.
Watching the video, you'll notice that the laser level had to be moved a few times throughout the mapping process. And this is because we started off on the lower level of the property, and as we were working our way around and moving upward, we had to move the laser level due to the elevation of the property. The laser level was hitting too low, so we had to raise the level on the tripod in order to effectively map out the higher contours on the property. We also ran into a problem with obstacles in the way, such as trees and the raised beds in the property. With the laser level sort of low to the ground and the receiver on the stick kind of low, it wasn't picking up the laser beam because it was being struck by either shrubs, bushes, or the raised beds and such. So what we did, just to illustrate using a monopod as the stick and the receiver, we started off with the receiver at the base of the stick, and once we raised the level of the laser level tripod, we also would increase the height of the receiver on the stick. So we had already started mapping the contours when we had to raise the level. So a logical question might be, well, you've moved the laser level, you've moved a receiver on the stick, how do you ensure that you're getting the same contour? And it's really simple. What we did was take the stick and we put it on a contour that we've already marked with a flag as a baseline, and we were able to move the receiver up and down the stick accordingly until we got the beep tone from the laser level. And once we got that tone, we knew, once again, we were on contour with the spot we've already marked, and from there we could just continue as we already were going.
Yeah, I think I'm going to leave that a straight line. We've spent the last, it's been about 2 hours actually going through mapping the contours of the property. And I don't know if you can, how well you can see it from the camera view, but we have a line of red flags right here that circles back, does kind of a little U-turn there. So that's one contour level. What we've seen is that the other contour lines also cut very much diagonally across the property. So we started out very much like what we had here, where we had kind of a low spot on the other side of the property, and then kind of ended up with the other high point, and then down between the two. It literally is just right across the property line diagonally. And so from a property perspective, we are looking down from the lower end of the land back towards the house. This is the south, so this is kind of the southwestern corner of the yard. Really, the only other thing to note is that the raised beds that have been put in, before I did the mapping, the thought was that I was putting them in on contour. At the time, honestly, I really didn't have much perspective in terms of contours and what exactly that would mean from a water and energy flow perspective. So unfortunately, I'm gonna be stuck with these. Probably gonna do or consider some earthworks to take advantage of the contour line, but again, trying to work within the constraints of the existing raised beds, as well as the larger fruit trees that you see planted interspersed kind of in rows here. So those will be permanent fixtures, and then essentially we'll work around those as best we can. Oh, I think we made good progress today. So we got all the flags set along the contours, and really the next step I need to take and compare the base map, or start with the base map, and then literally map out each of these points, draw some connecting lines. That'll give us a good solid contour map of the property. And then from there, we really need to figure out what we're going to do in terms of earthworks. So I don't think we're going to do anything really major, but I do think that we have some contours in some area in the back of the property where we may be able to make some improvements and see where we take it from there.
So here's the contour map Charlie created after we used a laser level on his property. Let me orient you for a moment. The southwest, or the bottom left portion of the map, is the highest point of the property. This is where the watershed will enter. The water will flow diagonally across to the northeast corner of the property, which is the lowest point. This is the sink. Between the 2 points are the raised beds and the orchard, which is denoted by the green dots on the map. There is a 5-foot fall from the highest point to the lowest point of the property. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any ideas on how to best apply urban scale earthworks to Charlie's property, let us know. We'd like to hear from you.